So I picked up the steel for the slide outs yesterday. This is all the material just sitting on the trailer here at the moment. 1,500 pounds of steel. Cut it up in little beady pieces and make slide outs. Anyways, so that'll be my next challenge for the next few weeks. We'll go from there. So there's what we're using for the slide center of the slide out. Four wheels mounted on this 2x3 by 3/16 tube. And that runs inside this tubing here that goes, it's 3x4 tubing, runs all the way across the bus and runs inside there. So I'll install it in a minute here and give it a try. Here it's all installed here. There's almost no effort at all. Slide it in. The sound you hear is this guides sliding down the inside of the tube. Doesn't have enough lubrication on it yet. Not going to be moving anywhere near as fast anyways. So I thought I'd take a little more detailed video of how I'm building these slide out pieces. Just laying this out. These wheels, these wheels are gonna go in here like so, inside this tube. Four wheels, the other two are. So two wheels will hang out the top a little bit, at the bottom a little bit. The inside diameter of, or the inside dimension on that tubing is 3 3/4 inches, and so from this point to this point is 3 3/4 inches. So it just slides inside that tube with no slop or clearance, just a snug fit. Then on the front, these wheels will go inside this, just building this here, they'll go inside here, and they will protrude out the top. So that keeps that tube, I have one in the bus there now, that keeps that tube centered in that 3x4 tubing, and it rolls in and out really nice. So this piece here I will cut the top off of, so this is all open here. Just angling the cut so it looks a little nicer. It doesn't have any other function than that. But the top will be cut open so the wheels can protrude through here. These wheels are a little bigger than the tubing, so they're offset up, so they protrude up through here and into the bottom of the other channel, which is also opened up, only enough for that little bit of the wheel to protrude through. So there's just a slot in there, and then the this channel here, or this 2x3 tubing here, rolls on all these wheels and slides in and out. So that's where we're at. I'm just assembling all this, and then I will, I've got the other piece of tubing installed in the bus here. It's just sitting here right now. I will have to finish this all off afterwards. I want to put the two slides in there. It's as square as I can get it with a tape measure, but I'm going to leave it loose, build this. Oh man. Build this. This will come up here, then there'll be a piece of 2-inch tubing that runs the full length of that'll be the bottom of the slide out. So I'm going to put that all together and then slide it in and out, and then I can adjust the other side a little bit if it needs to, so it slides nice and smooth. It shouldn't need it. It's as square as I can get it with a tape measure, down to the 32nd of an inch, but you know, who knows. We'll finalize that end once once I'm able to slide it in and out. So I'll just kind of do as I've been doing and take little bits and pieces here and there as I go, and hopefully it'll all make sense when it's done. Here's the other one that's you can kind of see in there where that what I'm building for the second one. There's the one for this one. It's all in there. The wheels are in there, and the tubing is sliding or rolling on those wheels there. Then what I'll do here is, you see where there's about 5/16 of an inch from the tubing to the inner tubing to the outer tubing. So I'll put an adjustable bolt in there just to minimize the clearance, and then, you know, when you're driving and going over a bump, this can't move up and down. It'll just be, I'll just put an adjustable bolt in here to stop it from lifting. It's not a problem at the other end because the you know, 2 of the wheels are at the top, run along the top surface and 2 on the bottom, but on this end it needs to have something to stop it there. So anyways, I'll continue on. Okay, so here's all these pieces assembled. This part here I now have to mount on the bottom of that other 4x3 tubing that's in the bus. I'll pull that out in a minute. And this is the other one of the slide arms that's assembled now. Well, once that's done, that's put together, then I'll slide this in there and start building something that actually slides. If that makes any sense. I'm going to have to modify this a little bit. Cut a little bit out of the bottom here. I want to be able to take these wheels out once the thing is built, and at this point they won't do that. I want to be able to pull this bolt out and then drop the wheel out and kind of roll it out this end. So I got to trim this out in here about an inch on each end, and then I can drop the wheel out and roll it out if I need to change them out or whatever. Shouldn't really have to. These are, you know, greasable bearing wheels, so they're should be good for the life of the thing, but just in case, it's not that big a deal to go and modify this a bit. As you can see, when I cut it open, it has a big wow in it, so I'll take that out when I weld it in, and yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'll be just pulling that other piece of tubing out of there in a minute and start welding it up. So continue on with this once I get a little further. So here we are. Both these slide mechanisms are in. I just got a piece of 2-inch tubing C-clamped across between them. It has a tendency, because it's just clamped, to pivot a little bit, but let me see if I can get it to move here. Anyways, it slides pretty darn easy. be fine once it's you know, once it's welded on there. Right now it's just, everything's all just kind of sitting in there with a couple of C-clamps on it, so nothing's really in place like it's gonna be, but gives you the idea anyways. So yeah, works pretty nice, or it will anyways. It's, you know, not quite rigid enough yet, but the idea is working anyways, so there we go. Been a long day. I'm going to bed. Okay, so here we're at, or here's where we're at now. We have a sliding wall. Did that during the week and last night. It's now Saturday, long weekend. I'm going to try and have the cage all finished this weekend. Hopefully that'll work. I always end up setting too big of a goal and I don't get it done, but I guess I think we can do this. Decided to reuse the MC7 original windows. I'll end up using Peninsula windows, or I guess they're called motion windows now, inserts for them, so there'll be dual pane, sliding screens, all that kind of stuff, but we'll use the original framework. So that is why that upper support is not in the center, because the windows are different lengths. So anyways, that's where we're at. Pops and I are going to try and get this finished up this weekend. He's here. All raring to go. Anyways, yeah, we'll continue on and just take little videos as we go and see how it goes. I guess I should, at this point anyways, demonstrate how easily it slides. Basically just virtually no effort at all. Sorry, I'm trying to move this thing and video at the same time, but yeah, just a little bit of a tight spot in there, but nothing that a little bit of effort won't overcome. And I'm pretty sure when I get, you know, everything else on here and the weight goes up, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to slide than that. But you know, all in all, it's really easy. Hydraulic cylinder with, you know, 100 pounds pressure is going to have plenty of force to pull this in and out. I'm going to have to drop the, you know, use a pressure regulator to drop the pressure down from 2,500 pounds down to, you know, whatever it needs. I'm just going to have it set to whatever it needs to actually move it, but no more than that. So when it hits the end of its stops, it just hits the pressure relief valve and stops, as opposed to continue pushing. And because 2,500 psi on an 1.5-inch cylinder is going to give you in the neighborhood of 4,000 pounds of force, and that's going to be way too much. So just drop it down to, you know, probably a couple 100 pounds pressure is all it's going to need to push this in and out. Anyways, we'll deal with that when the time comes.